Hello everyone and welcome back. We're going to be continuing down at Silva's route in my next time as a Villainess. All routes lead to doom. It's good. It's called Pirates, but plots revealed. The last chapter was only an hour long, so I'm like, I am still going to continue and record because I want to. I can't put this down. This is the route that I can't put down, which is good because this is what I've been waiting for. So they're back at the ballroom. Silva beat up a bunch of pirates and saved them, and they found out who Rosie is. A few hours later, the sound of the cannons finally subsided. Everyone in the now silent main hall looks at each other worriedly. I know I'm going to regret this later because it's actually 11:40 and I should be going to bed, and this is probably going to be like the 3-hour chapter. I hope it's not another hour because that's going to make these really, really short. With some of the routes, they're like hour and a half, 2 hours, and Silva's has not been over an hour yet.
どうなったのかしら。随分と静かですけれど。
I hope everyone is alright, Rosie and Silva too. After seeing Silva fight up close, I know how strong he is, but with the Sangreens' numbers, that doesn't alleviate my worries. But I wonder what that meant. Rosie and Lynn grinned. That's what Nicole said.
Silva の反応からすると。なるほど。つながっているというわけですか。
There you go. There you go. You can rest a little bit easy knowing that you're being protected by the good guy. Nicole, Keith, Giorno, and Alan are still discussing it, scowls on their faces.
ここにいらっしゃらない皆さんもお怪我がないといいのですけれど。
Maria clasps her hand together as she looks out through the entrance of the main hall. At that moment, Silver enters the hall.
Yo, 待たせたな。
Yo.
シルバー、よかった。無事だったのね。
Aww.
ああ、まあなんとかな。襲ってきたサングリードの奴らは俺らが全員追い払ったし、船も撤退していった。もう心配しなくていい。ここでは怪我人も出てねえみてえだな。
Silva canvasses the vicinity, looking relieved. Giorno then approaches Silva, a smile on his face.
ええ、おかげさまでこちらは無事です。ところで、ロジオンと呼ばれる彼と話がしたいのですが。
He wants to sound all genuine, but he's just like, it's the conniving prince thing. Show me to your leader.
ああ。その顔はもうごまかせねえ感じか。
そうですね。
Now he's all scowling at him.
王子様らが言いたいことはわかる。だがそれはちょいと待ってくれねえか。それよか一旦部屋に戻ってもらうぞ。一晩ここで過ごしたら、お貴族様たちなんざ参っちまうだろう。
He's right, I could definitely use a bed. Looking around, I notice many people seem utterly fatigued. They've probably been in a state of constant fear this whole time.
じゃあ早速行くぞ。
Silva holds out his hand to me. I almost take it when I feel a stinging pain in my upper arm. He's stopping you.
なんだ、どうした？
What's wrong?
いや、なんか腕に痛みが。
ってお前、
Oh.
腕にかすり傷があるじゃねえか。
Oh, I thought someone was holding her back. That's so cute. He's like, let's go. And he offers the hand to her. That's adorable. And Giorno said nothing. That's kind of surprising, actually. Giorno and Keith said nothing.
あれ、本当だ。どこで怪我したんだろう。
Maybe it was when Set pushed me down.
手当てしとくか。医務室に行くぞ。
いや、これぐらいのかすり傷なら放っておいても大丈夫だと思うけど。
バカ。切り傷は可能したらまずいだろ。おい、お前ら。王子様らを部屋に連れて行け。
Baka.
僕もカタリナに付き添います。
私も行きますわ。
She's at it again.
もちろん僕も。
Oh my gosh. He's gonna tell all of you no.
勘弁してくれ。大所帯になると動きにくい。手当てしたらちゃんとそっちに合流させてやるから安心しろよ。それにあいつの正体には大体気づいてるんだろ。であいつと俺がつながってるってことも。ならここは任せてくれ。誓って変な真似はしねえ。
He says that with such a sly smile. Jordan and the others do not look satisfied, but they reluctantly nod. Although I'm still curious about the who he really is part. Silva and I leave from the infirmary. You really don't have a clue, do you? For some reason, I'm blindfolded before we enter the hallway. Why is she blindfolded? I mean, I know this is a CG, but still. It's like, you must not know where you're going.
それでなんで目隠し？
She's just as confused as I am.
一応片付けられるものは片付けたが、それでもまだお貴族様には少々刺激の強いものがあちこちにあるんでな。
Oh, okay.
その配慮だよ。
I see. He's protecting her from the gruesome sight all around her. That's nice.
ほら、しっかり手腕に回してゆっくり歩け。
All part of his plan. Kindness. I still feel it's odd, but I cling tightly onto Silva's arm anyway. Why would blindfolding be kindness? As I continue to think on it, a pungent odor enters my nose. The smell of rust might be.
見えないせいで逆に嫌な想像がかきたてられるような。
ああ、やっぱ匂いでわかるか。俺の鼻はもう麻痺してるからな。
He's gotten used to it, huh? That kind of makes me sad. Like how much brutality has he suffered in his past?
悪い。船の損傷も結構ひどいんだ。空調でもうちょっと散らしたかったんだが、魔石が壊れたっぽくてな。
That battle was that fierce? There were lots of cannonballs being fired, and I recall the screaming and gunshots too. Though I can't see it, there might just be a terrible sight in front of me right now. You're going too slow. I trip on something and almost fall, but Silva steadies me with his arm. Oh, he didn't pick you up.
と、やっぱ危ねえな。
There you go.
めんどくせえし、俺が運ぶ方が手っ取り早そうだな。
Yep, faster. Carry me. The words trigger memories of being hoisted up like a bag of rice. Suddenly, I lifted into the air, but he carries you princess style this time, instead of over his shoulder. Silva slips one arm under my knee and the other beneath my back, pulling me close to him, I think.
ほら、カタリナ。手を首に回しとけ。その方が安定すんだろ。
His neck? I can't see, so I hesitate a bit. Eventually, I decide to feel my way around until my hand brushes along what I think is his neck.
こう？
This is really cute. I put my arms around his neck and touch his bare skin. It's still warm and a bit sweaty. I don't... I mean, some girls like sweaty men, but I am not one of those people. I tell my husband go take a shower every time that he's sweaty. Unlike Maria or Mary, whom I hug all the time, this is bare skin of a man. I smell his soap, but the slight hint of sweat makes my heart jump. Oh man, with her eyes covered, her nose senses, actually all of her sensitivity has just been heightened. Her touch and her smell. The writers are doing a good job pushing these two together in this one. This is my first time smelling the scent of a man. It's completely different from Keith.
じゃあ行くぞ。しっかり捕まっとけ。
I bet she can't even tell anyone what Jordan smells like.
ええ
He starts walking, and I tighten my hold on him as to not fall. Because my sight is blocked, my other senses are sharpened. See, making his warmth and smell become all the more obvious, but kind of relaxing. Strangely enough, I don't dislike being carried by Silva, even though I was so scared when I was caught by the Sanguine pirates. The stench of rust grows fainter, replaced by Silva's own scent of soap and sweat. It's like a nostalgic memory from childhood, the scent of someone I can depend on. Aww. If I took off my blindfold, I'm sure I would see something I really don't want to. I know, she could be a little bit more calm like this, blindfolded, because then she doesn't have to stare at him, staring back at her. If my husband wants to unnerve me, all he has to do is stare at me, and I'm like, please stop. But the one holding me now is the same person who came to rescue me from that.
お前は本当に
Wow, he's talking very quietly. I can feel him tighten his grip on me. His strong hands support me, so I relax and entrust my weight to him. Oh my goodness, they're getting so comfortable with each other. I like it so much. Oh my god, someone's pointing at
なん
you.
でこいつはこの状況でこんな顔をしてられるんだ。
She can't see you. She's already blushed for you once. As I carry her to the infirmary, I pause for a moment in surprise, feeling the tension leave her body.
普通目隠しをされて赤の他人に運ばれるなんて状況になればどうしたって体がこわばるはずなんだがな。
And she noticed the stench of blood earlier. She is a noble woman, so I would have expected her to be a mess by now. Yet she is anything but. She has put her trust in me. I can tell by the way her body sits in my arms.
お前は本当に
In most of these games, there's nothing more important to a man than a woman trusting him.
本当に無防備だな。だがこうやって信頼されるってのは悪い気分じゃねえな。
Aw, that's so cute. I pull her body close and catch a whiff of something sweet. Oddly, I feel a bit restless. He's getting nervous now too. Her childness is starting to disappear, huh?
これがカタリナ・クラエスか。
I lived in an isolated world, never relying on anyone for a long time. Even now, I believe in only a handful of people. But seeing someone give me her complete trust, it moves my heart despite myself. Humans are cautious by nature. It's nearly impossible to trust someone so easily. And no matter how clever they are, their bodies will not lie when their muscles tense.
けどこの腕の中にいるカタリナにはそれがない。
There's no deception here, she really trusts me. Even though we practically only just met.
まったく調子が狂うな。
You just accept it. She is just too good at throwing me off my game. I laugh at my uncharacteristic softness as I look ahead. The stench of blood is gone, a different scent is all I can smell. Smelling her. I pick up the pace, wanting to get Catarina away from this atrocious sight.
よっとこの部屋でいいか。目隠しを取るぞ。
That was so sweet. This is not the infirmary. We gather some medical supplies from the infirmary before going to a nearby room. The infirmary is still a mess, so I will be treated in this other room. I am placed down on the sofa and the blindfold is removed. The bright light gives me some relief.
じゃ手当てするぞ。
I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. I hope that Rosian's feelings for her does not get involved with Silva's feelings for Catarina, because that was kind of annoying in Nicole's route. how he was always looking out for Giordo's feelings, so he just straight up denied his feelings throughout the whole route. Silva takes disinfectant and bandages from his pocket. He soaks a clean cloth with disinfectant before taking my hand.
ちょいとしみるかもしれねえが我慢しろよ。
When the cloth touches my wound, the disinfectant stings and makes me flinch.
痛いか？悪いな。
いや、シルバは何も悪くないけど。
俺らが守りきれれば怪我はしなかっただろ
You can't help the fact that she ran off.
う。お前に怪我はさせたくなかったんだけどな。
Silva forces a smile as he looks at me, but his genuine concern is written on his face. I smile and shake my head in response.
大丈夫よ。これぐらいのかすり傷、畑仕事をしていて作ったりすることもあるもの。
You just couldn't make him laugh now.
畑仕事？まあお前ならありえるか。
Oh, he doesn't laugh.
でも痛けりゃ言えよ。
He's not surprised at all. He pats me on the head before continuing to disinfect my wound. It starts to sting again and my shoulders twitch, seeing that Silva smiles stiffly.
ちゃんと我慢できたらご褒美をやるよ。
A reward, huh? What kind of a reward could you give her? I guess you can give her food.
ご褒美って、いやいや、そんなものなくても普通に我慢できるから。
Seeing my reaction, Silva suppresses a chuckle and continues first aid. After he finishes disinfecting, he wraps the wound with care.
これでいいな。痛くなったり熱出たりしたら言えよ。
ありがとう。
ちゃんと我慢できたな。
Oh. Silver grins as he rubs my head again. I see him reach into his pocket before tossing something into my mouth. Oh my goodness.
これは。
he just flats out shoves it to her mouth.
ダメだ。お前がいっつも腹すかせてるって聞いて念のため持っておいたんだよ。
Well, the way to her heart is through her stomach, so... No, I'm not always hungry, but... Oh, this candy is pretty good. The sweet taste that fills my mouth seems to melt away my fatigue, too. A pat on the head and then some candy. Putting aside the way he treats me like a child, I appreciate his kindness. I suck the candy in my mouth and Silva lets out a soft chuckle.
じゃ、王子様らのいる部屋に戻るぞ。
I know, before they, like, stampede the hallway again. Silva slips the blindfold over my eyes and lifts me up with ease. His gentle hands are entirely different from those of the sanguine pirates. It reaffirms just what kind of person Silva is. Are you gonna take her back to Giordo blindfolded and being carried? Because that would be funny. He carries me all the way back to the room where the others are. I'm finally back.
大丈夫か？
ええ。運んでくれてありがとう。
No one noticed.
礼を言われるとはな。
Oh, no one saw them carrying her. Silva forces another smile and pats me on the head once more.
カタリナ、何もされませんでしたか？
Did he do anything to you?
手当てもしてもらったし、そもそも大した傷じゃないから平気よ。
よかったよ。姉さんが無事で。
全員この部屋に戻ってきてるみてえだな。
All the sprites once more. Silva looks around the room. Giordo, Mary, Alice, Sophia, Nicole, Maria, and Keith are all gathered here. I sigh in relief to see the student council members all looking well. Why? I don't understand. Your friends. They're your friends.
ええ、おかげさまで。それより、随分と廊下が損傷していましたが、後悔に問題はないのですか？
ああ、損傷部の応急処置も進めてるしな。そこら辺も後で説明する。まずは他のお貴族様らを部屋に戻さねえと。
わかりました。では、それが終わったら説明が聞きたいですね。できればロジーから。
あ、そうだな。
チェ、王子様らをごまかすのはもう完全に無理そうだな。わかった。あいつに伝えとく。
Silva waves his hand before leaving the room. It's just the usual suspects now. I let out a sigh. I let out a huge sigh.
いやー、全員無事でよかったわ。
無事かどうか安心するのはまだ早いとは思うけど。
ですが、ひとまず今晩は休むとしましょう。カタリナも疲れた顔をしていますし、もう随分遅い時間ですからね。
He's right. I was running all over the place today, so I do feel quite tired. I'm also hungry, but I'd rather just go to bed right now. We all head to our bedrooms, and I go out like a light. She wouldn't have another dream? No. And the next day...
今日は元気そうだな。よく眠れたか。
After waking up, we all gather in the living room where Silva is carting in breakfast.
ええ、バッチリよ。まあ、お腹が減りすぎて夜中に一回起きちゃったけど。
Only because I was hungry.
そんだけ元気ならまあ安心か。ほら、飯を持ってきてやったぞ。
Silva smiles as he places the dishes on the table. The cookie looks delicious. The wafy fragrances arouse my slumbering stomach. Seems like my hunger is at its limit. Or peak.
姉さ
She can't help it. Keith rolls his eyes when he hears my stomach.
だって夕べは食べてないんだもの。仕方ないじゃない。ってことで、いただきます。
See, she can't help it. Unable to wait a moment longer, I immediately sit down and dig in. Delicious. The food Silva brought us is also good. I remember the talk about the ship being damaged, but the kitchen remains unscathed. Thank goodness for that. As I continue to chew, Juro sits down next to me, sighing as he glares at Silva.
それより、ロジーはまだなんですか？
悪い悪い。少し時間くれねえか。腹をくくるのにもうちょいかかりそうだからな。
Oh, it's a little bit sad to know like how nerve-wracking this is to him, but like he's met her once and he's like infatuated with her from just that one meeting. Like I don't know. Prepare himself?
だいたい予想はついていますけれどね。
本人にそれも伝えとくよ。
So looks irritated. What are they talking about? Everyone seems to know what's going on. I just tilt my head in confusion as I chomp down on another piece of bread. He's like, I'm left out. Time passes, but Rosie still hasn't arrived. Breakfast is over. Even lunch approaches its end before he finally arrives.
待たせたな。こいつを引っ張ってきたぞ。
Not even out of his engineering clothes, which is fake.
皆さん、ご挨拶が遅れて申し訳ございません。
ようやく来ましたか。
それで説明してもらえるだろうか。ロジオンというのがあなたの本当の名前だな。はい。皆さんの思っている通り、ロジーというのは偽名というか愛称です。本名はロジオン・リンドグレーンです。ということは、やはりあなたがクイードで有名な発明家で次期公爵の。
次期公爵？
I stare blankly, not comprehending what was just said. Rosian seems to nod awkwardly.
技術士っていうのはまあ仮の立場で。
ロジオンは次期リンドグレーン公爵だ。んで、俺らバイス海賊団の正体はリンドグレーン家が抱えてる紙幣団。俺はバイス海賊団の船長シルバじゃなくて、 リンドグレーン家私兵団の頭シルバ・バスティードだったってわけだ。
えっと
Rosie is the Duke's heir, and the Waste Pirates are a private army. The people I thought were real pirates were fake pirates, but the real pirates showed up, and the fake pirates saved us from them. I'm sorry, I couldn't hold up together during that. That's funny. It's like the mind of a simpleton trying to make sense of things.
じゃあシルバ海賊じゃなかったの？
おう、ハマってたから気づかなかっただろう。
いや、海賊にしてはそこまで悪そうな人に見えないなとは思ってたけど。
そう言われるのは初めてだな。
相変わらずですね。カタリナの本能的な勘の良さは。
それでロジーは技術師じゃなくて次期公爵ってことはキースと同じ？
そういうことになるね。
あれ？じゃあなんでロジーは貴族なのにそんな格好でこの船に乗ってるの？
It's called a disguise.
それは
When Rosie seems hesitant to explain, Nicole interjects.
その衣服やあなたの本来の身分から察するに、ノーディン公やベルダー公爵とは異なる立場でビンクルム号に関わる必要があったというところか。気になるのはその理由だな。
Tell us why you're undercover.
クイードでは前国王が逝去してから現国王と宰相の間で政治的な対立が続いているという話を聞いていますが、確かリンドグレーン家はクイードにおける国王派筆頭でしたよね。そちらと関係があるのでは？
He says that with his little conniving little smile. Suddenly things have gotten pretty heavy. Giordo punctuates his question with a smile. That means he is much more irritated than usual.
とっくに王子様らにはお見通しだとよ、ロジオン。ここまで来たら話すしかねえだろ。
そうだね。そうするしかないよな。も
たく腹を決めたんじゃなかったのか。そこまで言いにくいって言うんなら俺が言ってやるよ。
Maybe what he needed to prepare for was to tell the nobles that they're being kidnapped by Set instead of just facing Catarina, because that doesn't seem the case. Silva scratches his head and sighs tiredly. He then looks straight at me.
さっき王子様が言った通りだ。クイードじゃ宰相派と国王派が対立して争ってる最中で穏やかな情勢じゃねえ。で、そんな中、宰相は国王派を倒して政権を奪取しようと狙っているんだが、その一環として軍事力を強化しようとしている。
軍事力強化？まさか。
そう、魔法が使えるソルシエの王族や貴族、つまり王子様らを拉致して軍事力の強化に使おうとしてたってわけだ。あいつらはな。
拉致して軍事力の強化？
まあでも捕まえられたとしてもおとなしく言いなりになんてなりませんけれど。
そこも考えがあるみたいだった。うまくはつかめなかったけどな。とにかくこのビンクルム号の造船計画はそもそもソルシエの魔力保持者をまとめて拉致するために建てられたってわけだ。宰相だけじゃなくその一派の貴族どももこの船に乗船しててな。王子様らソルシエ人を拉致する気でいろんな仕掛けを施してた。その計画を阻止してお前らを助けるために俺らは乗り込んでたんだよ。
Wow. My mind is spinning, trying to take in all this new information. All that I understand is that Silva and his people are not our enemies. Now that I think about it, there was a lot that seemed off about them for pirates.
でもそっか、それでサングリード海賊団が襲ってきた時に一箇所にソルシエの人たちを集めて守ろうとしてくれてたのね。
ま、つまりはそういうわけだったんだ。
クイードの人間が見当たらなかったのも。
ああ、どこに最小一派が潜り込んでるか完全に分かっちゃいなかったからな。ソルシエの貴族に接触させるわけにはいかなかった。
I guess that makes sense too. And then the rest of the more supporters of Rosie.
でも一連の騒動で大体あぶり出しできたからな。この船に乗ってた最小派のやつらは全員拘束してある。これで安全も確保できたってわけだ。ご納得いただけたか？
ええ、もちろん。
カタリナ、納得するのはまだ早いですよ。
I turned around to find Giordo and the others still watching Silva suspiciously.
あなた方が海賊としては、やけに僕たちソルシエ人に対して熱い待遇を施していた理由は腑に落ちました。ですが、それで全てに理由がつくわけではありません。
そうだな。うやむやにするわけにはいかない。
うやむやにって何を？
よく考えてみろ。最初の計画を阻止して俺たちを保護するだけなら何も海賊を装う必要はないはずだ。それこそ出港前にうちの国に正式に協力を取り付ければいい。
ですが、リンドグレーン家、ひいてはクイード国王はそれを選ばなかった。
あれ、本当だ。
As Alan said, it would have been better to stop the ship before it even departed.
今回の拉致事件未遂はいわば国王派と最小派の対立というクイード国内の問題から端を発している。そんなクイードの問題にソルシエを介入させたら我が国に借りを作ってしまう。それを避けたいと思ったわけですよね。
だからわざわざ海賊や技術士を装ってまで秘密裏にこの問題を処理しようとした。それどころか逆に海賊に囚われたソルシエの貴族たちをクイード王国が助けたという歌詞を作る気でいたのでしょうね、きっと。
それは。
Huh? Really? I look at Rosie and Silva with surprise, and Silva heaves a deep sigh.
はあ、もういい年してんだから覚悟決めろよ。こうなったら全部吐いちまった方が潔いだろう。つうか、また下手に隠し事すると好感度だだ下がりだぞ。
So that wasn't even it? It's just because he wanted to hide?
それは嫌だ。
だろ？
今のやりとりの中で少々引っかかる言葉があったのですが、好感度というのは誰の？まさか。
Mary looks at me, so I stare blankly back. The room is filled with sighs.
ああ、そのまさかだ。ロジオンはカタリナに嫌われるのが嫌で、ここに来るまでにも散々うじうじと悩んでたんだよ。せっかくカタリナと友人になれたのに、こんな嘘つき絶対嫌われるって、そりゃもううざいくらいな。
That's funny. He even like mocked him with his voice.
人を隠れ蓑にするな。お前だって彼女のことを気に入っていただろ 軽蔑されたらそれなりにショック受けるくせに。
俺はお前みたいに表に出さねえから問題ねえよ。現にここに来るまで渋ってたのはお前だけだろ。
はあ、どうしてまた僕たちのいないところで赤の他人を垂らし込んでるんだ、姉さんは。
相変わらずというか何と言いますか。しかも相手はリンドグレーン家の次期公爵とその私兵団の頭。厄介な相手ですね。
Dangerous foes. I know. Out of all the people she could bring in as rivals, she brings in a duke and a captain of the guard. The whole room is filled with scowls and mumbling. But watching Silva and Rosie argue somehow feels like a heartwarming sight. Those two really seem close. No doubt what I just heard was shocking, but the person I thought was a pirate turned out to be my savior from them. Silva and Rosie both seem like good people. Anyone that can laugh like this can't be a bad person. Even if it was partly out of self-interest, it remains a fact that they helped us.
それでカタリナ、今まで黙っていて騙すような形になってごめん。嫌いになるよね。
Well, she's definitely not going to hate you. But I wonder if he's going to tell her that he visited her once in the past.
いやいや、そんなことで嫌いになんてならないわ。ロジーたちは私たちを助けてくれたんだし、今でも大切な友達だって思ってるもの。
本当？
ええ、それにシルバだって何度も助けてくれたじゃない。だから
I trust you.
信頼できる相手だと思ってるわ。
は？もう？
ええ、何度も助けてくれたもの。ってことで、これからも友達としてよろしくね。
As a gesture of camaraderie, I hold out my hand for a handshake. Silva's hand instead goes to his chin as he groans.
友達？友達ね。
That's really cute how he's considering this. It seems a little like sarcastic. Like he's like, do I really want to be your friend? But it's just cute the way he says that. Huh? What's with that reaction?
お前は友達っていうより、なんていうか。
Oh?
目が離せない妹分に近い感覚だな。
Oh, don't say that. We're down your route. I don't want to hear that. Oh my gosh. They were holding their breath waiting for him to think of her as a girlfriend, I guess. But hopefully he just said that to appease everyone giving him the stare. And hopefully it's not true.
妹となるとキースは弟ってこと？
That's funny. Now we're gonna go down this route again.
こんな兄はお断りだよ。
I refuse.
まあ本人もこう言ってるし、それにこれはお前の弟っていうより母親って感じだろう。
That's really true though. He's more like your mom and your brother. I know. He snags all the time. He's like Sestar. Just rolls his eyes. And it's unmannerly to do this and that. Well, Keith has been acting more and more like mother over the years. He's really perceptive considering he realized that despite how briefly we have known each other.
まあでも確かにシルバってなんだかお兄ちゃんっぽい感じがあるわよね。
Oh, come on. You just planted the big brother image into her mind, and now she's going to accept that. Oh my gosh, we just went through this with Rosie. The way he never holds anything back reminds me of my big brothers from our previous life. While I nod to myself, I hear Giorgio clear his throat.
とにかく海賊の真似事までしていたのです。当然そちらが用意していたシナリオが最後まであるのでしょ。と言ってもここまで来れば大体の筋書きは先ほど僕が言ったようなものだろうと推測できますが、さすがにこの件については正式にクイード王国へ抗議させていただきますよ。
An official complaint.
まあそうなるよな。はあ、サングリード海賊団に襲われたせいで最小の監視が緩まなきゃ逃さなかったってのに。
How did the Premier get loose? You guys knocked him out and carried him away. I don't understand. You should have tied him up.
シルバのせいじゃないよ。こうなる可能性も最初から織り込んでいた計画だったから。ジオルド様たちの言う通りだ。俺たちはきちんと席を追わないと。
まあそりゃ仕方ねえか。とにかく経緯は何であれ、もう海賊のふりをする必要はなくなったんだ。これからは普通によろしく頼むぜ。
And you can dress up in your fancy noble outfit too. It's fine. Silver grins and roughly pats me on the head again. He's not treating me like a little sister, more like a child or a dog. As I think that Keith comes over and fixes my hair again. I know. He's like fussing over you like a little mother. And so we are released from the threat of the so-called waste pirates. Yay. Now what? I squint watching the imprisoned Premier. I have him separated from Frederick, but my men are stretched thin, making a dedicated guard difficult. The Premier has been imprisoned for a while, and the toll it has taken is obvious. He appears completely fatigued.
よし、おとなしくしてるみてえだな。
貴様が海賊の首領か。
The Premier glares at me exhausted before catching himself and fixing his posture.
ようやく話のできるやつが来たようだな。お前たちはリンドグレーンに雇われた海賊のようだが、私と取引をしないか？
取引？
ああ、こちらはリンドグレーンの倍報酬を出してやる。
I bet this is amusing to him.
それに私の計画がうまくいった暁には今後の海賊行為も目をつぶってやろう。後ろ暗い商売も容認してやる。リンドグレーンは国王の犬だ。あやつらについたところで用が済めば消されるに決まっている。だから今後の海賊家業を考えるならばこちらについた方が賢明というものだ。どうだ？
Even the Premier leaned forward in an attempt to negotiate makes me laugh. That's what I was thinking, but this must be amusing to him.
何を言い出すかと思えば勘違いしているようだが、俺らは海賊じゃねえよ。俺らは私兵団なんだよ。リンドグレーン家のな。そもそも最初っからお前らの計画を潰しにこの船に乗り込んできてんだ。買収しようっつっても無駄だぜ。
バイス海賊団の白腕の悪魔がリンドグレーン家の私兵だと？
Was he really in a group called the Waste Pirates? It's not just made up. When I reveal my identity, the Premier's expression changes. Though he is restrained, he grits his teeth and glares at me.
リンドグレーン、国王の犬め！どこまで邪魔立てをすれば気が済むのだ。貴様もこんなことをしてただで済むと思うな。
それはこっちのセリフだ。お前らもただで済むと思うんじゃねえぞ。こっちは証拠も揃えてるんだ。今さらどうあがこうが無駄だぜ。
私を捕らえて終わりだと思わないことだな。
That's what he said in Rosie's root.
言ってろ。
Like, whatever.
これでこいつらの計画を阻止できたはずだ。もう奴にできることは何もない。
Except he's got spies back in Quid. But when I look at the premiere, I can hear alarm bells ringing in my head. I cannot drop my guard. He is hiding something, just I do not know what it is. My instincts and experience tell me not to relax. I must have the number of guards around the premier's room increased.
お前ら絶対に気を緩めるんじゃねえぞ。
はい。
My subordinate salutes in response. I pat him on the shoulder and depart. The ventilation is broken. The hallway still smells of blood.
サングリードの奴らの襲撃も偶然だったならいいんだが。
A heavy weight in my gut tells me something big is in motion. I shake off those thoughts. I have to do what I can right now. With lunch done, I laze around my room. I'm bored. I was napping for a while, but I can't sleep anymore, so I have resorted to staring at the ceiling instead. I thought we were released from house arrest. Even though they gave us the okay, we were advised to not leave the room. Repairing the damage caused by the pirate attack is proving to be troublesome, so it is still dangerous to walk around.
それで救援用通信機の魔法道具も壊れてしまってね。ジオルド様には申し訳ないのですが、ソルシエにも連絡を取れない状況なんです。
That is unfortunate.
予備はないのですか？
ええ、残念ながら。ですので、ひとまず計画通り近くにある島へ向かいます。そこで我が国の騎士団と落ち合う予定ですから。
Yeah, I'm very curious about whose mansion that is that was on the pirate island.
損傷した船ではソルシエへの後悔も心もとないですしね。
And so it goes. It will still be some time before we arrive on that island. They're talking about complicated stuff. I want to join in, but the conversation was all diplomatic guarantees and other difficult topics I struggled to follow. Listening to all that made me exhausted, so when Keith saw me nodding off, he told me to go rest in my room. But I'm not sleepy anymore. I'm just bored. If we're no longer under house arrest, I want to go for a walk. Alright, the Vinculum has a library and a gallery lounge. It'd be a waste to not go. There you go.
ねえ、ライブラリーにでも行こうと思うんだけど。ってあれ、みんなどこ行ったの？
They all gone. When I come out of the room, only Keith is there. Everyone else who was talking here earlier left. I tilt my head in confusion and Keith smiles dryly.
ああ、船の損傷がひどいからね。みんなその修理の手伝いをしに行ったんだ。それと具合を悪くする人が多くて医務室の手が回らなくなったみたいで、そっちの手伝いにも行ってくるって。
Well, at least I think this episode is going to be over an hour because there's still one option left and we're at like 50 minutes.
え、そうだったの？
Which is going to be bad for my sleep schedule, but whatever. I feel ashamed just lying around in my room doing nothing.
それでキースは？
姉さんを一人にできないでしょ。だから残ってたんだ。
Is he not going to get sick from the satches in this one?
キース、ありがとう。
What a thoughtful little brother that loves his sister so much. I leap on him joyfully, but he pushes me away and scolds me.
本当に姉さんは淑女としての自覚がないんだから。それよりさっきライブラリーに行きたいって言ってたと思ったけど。
ああ、そうそう。することがないから行ってみようと思って。でもみんなが修理を手伝ってるなら私もそっちに行った方がいいかしら。
いや、姉さんがいるとかえって仕事が増えそうだし、ライブラリーに行った方がいいと思う。
I am remembering a certain library CG from Keith's room. To be told I'm useless makes me feel down. Aww. But it's true, I might make matters worse by messing with the equipment. I'll just leave it to the brainy student council members and stay out of it. You're not useless. He said that he was worried about me, so he has accompanied me to the library, but not feeling good? While walking down the hall, Keith loses his balance, steadying himself with a hand on the wall. He is completely pale.
キース具合が悪そうだけど大丈夫？
うん。なんともないよ。
No, you're not.
いや、なんともないって顔じゃないわ。いろいろありすぎたから疲れが出たのよ。医務室へ行きましょう。
Keith looks so pale, so I help him walk to the infirmary instead. Upon arriving, we find it is already overcrowded with people.
あちらのベッドの用意お願いします。はい、あと頼まれていた薬はここに置いておきます。
The nurses are super busy dealing with all the passengers being brought in one after another. I feel bad calling out to them. I glance around wondering what to do, and I notice Maria helping the ship's doctor.
カタリナ様、どうされたんですか？
それがキースの具合が悪いみたいで。
キース様もですか？
すみません。また戻ってきてしまって。
どのような症状が出ていますか？
そのめまいと頭痛がひどくて。
わかりました。ひとまずハーブティーを飲んでそこのソファーで休んでいてください。キャンベルさん、お願いします。
はい。
After sitting Keith down on the sofa, Maria hurriedly brings over some herbal tea.
キース様、どうぞこちらを。
ありがとう。
Keith looks worn out as he drinks. After finishing it, he seems to calm somewhat and sighs in relief. But he still looks pale. If possible, I like for him to rest on a bed. I look around, but all the beds are currently occupied.
ずいぶんと混んでいるのね。
はい。皆さん体調を崩されていて、第二医務室の方も満室のようです。
There are this many people who are sick?
キャンベルさん、あちらの患者さんにもハーブティーをお願いできますか？
はい。カタリナ様、キース様、私はこれで失礼します。
Maria nods to us and returns to her work. Everyone seems to be so busy.
やっぱり私も手伝った方がいい気がするんだけど。
いや、人が多すぎるし、これ以上はかえって邪魔になるんじゃないかな。
Something her mother would tell her, don't be in everyone's way. Not very nice. He's right, it's completely packed in here. I know he doesn't mean it in a bad way, but it just, since he scolds her so much, it sounds like in a bad way. With me here, it would be even more stuffed.
じゃあ私は邪魔にならないよう部屋に戻ってるわ。キースは一人で平気？
平気だけど、姉さんこそ一人で部屋に戻れる？
大丈夫よ。そこまで複雑な道順じゃないし。
I stand out and puff my chest, but Keith just continues to look at me with his eyebrows furrowed.
心配だけど、リンドグレーンの兵士たちも復旧作業で忙しそうだし。まあ、海賊はもういないから平気かな。じゃあ、僕も休んで体調が良くなったら部屋に戻るから。姉さんも部屋でおとなしくしていてね。
ええ。
I leave the packed infirmary and come out into the hallway. I'm about to head back, but then I recall that the library I was originally heading to is nearby. He said I should go back, but, well, the library is so close anyway, it wouldn't hurt to take a look, right? But it really is true that there are a lot of people feeling sick. I guess it's because of everything happening recently. After being attacked by pirates 2 days in a row, anyone would feel drained. Keith is sensitive too. I hope he gets better soon. That's what is on my mind as I reach the library door, but there are others already inside. It's Silva and Rosie. Well, Rosie's got his nobles on. Not wanting to interfere, I observe through the glass on the door. Before them sit a few open books on the desk, their faces serious. If I entered, I'd just get in the way. Maybe I should come back later. But just as I'm about to leave, Silva turns around.
あ、なんだお前か。
カタリナ、どうしたのそんなところで。入っておいでよ。
Oh, he's got his hair pushed back too. He's not trying to hide anymore.
お邪魔します。
They wave me into the library. As I enter, I remember that Rosie is the next Duke of the House of Lindgren. I make sure to greet him properly.
こんにちは。ロジオン様とシルバー様
Question mark?
いや、俺は貴族じゃねえし、シルバのままでいい。
俺も今まで通りロジーって呼んでもらえる方が嬉しいな。
わかったわ。ロジー、シルバー。
It does feel awkward to suddenly act so polite after all this time. I oblige them, continuing to address them as like always. I wonder what books they are reading, so I check the names on the books in their hands. That's when I realize it. Something feels off. Oh, Rosie's hair is different. And Silva took off his eye patch. I didn't even realize he took off his eye patch. That's funny. Yeah, you don't have to pretend anymore. He was always wearing that eye patch. It's refreshing to see him without it. Wait, but there's no scar underneath. He had one in my dream. That's because it's not him. In my dream, Silver of the Angry Pirates had a scar on his eye. I thought he would have it in reality too.
ん？そんな顔してどうした？
いや、怪我をしてないのに眼帯してたんだなって思って。
The disguise.
ああ、あれな。
Why does he sound annoyed? Silva puts his hand over his eyes and sighs. Then he glares daggers at Rosie.
あれは別に目が潰れてるとかそういうことでつけてたんじゃねえ。こいつらの悪ふざけの結果だ。
As soon as he said he glared at Rosie, I was like, oh, he was probably like talked into it by Rosie for flavor or something.
悪ふざけだったの？
ごめん。ほら、シルバって中性的な綺麗な顔してるから、このままじゃあんまり海賊っぽく見えなくてさ。
That's funny. Wear this eye patch because you're much too handsome without it.
それでどうしようかって話していたら、うちの国王が眼帯をしろって言ってさ。
So it wasn't you, it was the king.
で、その国王様の悪ふざけであれをつける羽目になったってわけだ。
And we all know how well Silva gets along with the king.
視覚は増えるし距離感も狂うし、俺としちゃ本気で鬱陶しくてたまらなかったけどな。
I bet. Like, I've tried covering my eyes with my hands before, and yeah, it just totally throws you off.
ずいぶんお茶目な国王様なんですね。
お茶目なんて可愛いもんじゃねえよ。ありゃある意味あるく災害だ。
Silva sticks out his tongue bitterly. Seems like he really hated wearing that eye patch.
それよかカタリナ、ライブラリーに用事か？よく王子様らがお前一人だけで出歩くことを許したな。
実は途中までキースが一緒だったんだけど、具合が悪くなっちゃって、医務室に連れて行ったところなのよ。
キースが？
それは心配だな。実は体調を崩す人が多くてね。今シルバと一緒に原因究明していたところなんだ。でも安心して、原因と対処の方法は大体分かったから。
How to deal with it? You mean just remove them? Rosie smiles brightly, closing his book. Putting it in under his arm, he turns to Silva.
じゃあ俺はもう行くよ。原因の回収はこっちで急ぎ指示する。症状の緩和剤も俺の方で調合するから。
ああ、頼む。
I watch Rosie depart before turning to Silva.
ロジーって緩和剤の調合までできるの？
ああ、あいつは何でも。それこそ科学、薬学、医学、心理学。他にもいろんなもんを一通りかじってるからな。いや、かじってるどころか、どれも極めてるって感じか。おかげでクイードじゃ天才発明家って言われてる。
Oh, a genius inventor, I see. His title and capabilities certainly sound typical for a His title and capabilities certainly sound typical for a superhuman Atomic game romanceable character. Speaking of which, I also mentioned that Silva might be the secret romanceable character in the fan disc. Maybe it's not just Silva, but also Rosie who might be a bonus romanceable character. She's finally come to that conclusion. No, I'm starting to wonder if this is a fan disc at all. Silva isn't even a pirate. But still, I shouldn't let my guard down. My doom could strike at any moment. Right now, I better gather as much information as I can. I look up at Silva.
そういえばシルバってリンドグレーン家の私兵団の頭なのよね？
おう、そういうことになるな。
つまり騎士団長みたいなものってこと？
I can't imagine how that would look, considering his usual demeanor. Silva bursts out laughing.
そんな柄じゃねえよ。なんつうか、同じ釜の飯を食ってる兵士らを束ねてるってだけだ。
No, knights usually refer to like royal guards.
俺も含めてリンドグレーン家で寝起きさせてもらってるやつが多いしな。やってることはともかく、実力主義の集団生活っていう意味じゃ、暮らしは海賊団とそう違わね
へえ。つまり海賊のふりをしてたからあんな風に振る舞ってたわけじゃなくて、これが素なのね。
そうだな。いい家に仕えてる兵士だってのに、お育ちが悪くて驚いたか？
いや、それよりロジーと仲が良さそうだから幼馴染か何かなのかなって。
You can say that. Even though he is only a soldier by rank, he speaks so candidly with the future duke. That in itself is a rare sight to see. Nobles are extremely particular about position. I have met many people at the academy who are like that.
そんなチビの頃からあいつと一緒だったわけじゃねえから、お前らみたいな幼馴染っていうのとは違うな。ちょうど8年くらい前に、まあ、あいつに拾われてリンドグレーン公爵家に養ってもらってたって感じだな。
Took him in? Those words catch my attention, but even more interesting is the raised him part. I don't know their circumstances, but it seems like Silva came into the Lindgren family 8 years ago. It reminds me of Keith when he was welcomed to the Clay's family nearly 8 years ago as well. Just say nearly. Nearly? It's been 8 years. What are you talking about? When he first came to our home, he was always anxious and kept to himself. He called me Lady Catarina too.
シルバはロジーに遠慮がないというか、本当の家族みたいに話すのね。
まあそれは最初は一応それなりに敬意も払ってたぜ。俺なりにだけどな。けどあいつの突飛な思いつきやわがままに何度も無理やり付き合わされてたら、丁寧に対応すんのもバカバカしくなったんだよ。
His tantrums.
わがまま？ロジーが？
ああ見えて結構我が道を行くタイプなんだよ。諦めも悪いし。ま、とはいえあいつには今でもそれなりに恩は感じてるけどな。
That's funny, we don't learn any of this in his experience. Silva looks toward the door Rosie exited through and smiles. His gaze goes beyond it into some memory of the distant past. Somehow I think it's best not to ask for any more. 8 years ago, huh? Looking back, I regained my memories of my past life. I started to become friends with everyone around then. It's not strange to be close after being together for 8 years, not a bit. In the original game, Giordo and Keith pushed Catarina to her doom, but now we are all close friends. Everyone has their own circumstances, but seeing the way Rosie and Silva rely on one another makes me happy.
それでシルバはロジーについていかなくてよかったの？
I am concerned Silva might need to research some more things, but he responds with an awkward smile.
お前を一人にするわけにはいかないだろう。また迷子になられても困る。
That's right. I remember this all started when I got lost after leaving the party hall and Silva brought me back. Speaking of which, I mistook his outfit for a cosplay thing. But it actually is a costume since he's the head of a private army. My guess wasn't that off after all. But when he isn't wearing his eye patch, he reminds me of something. Oh? What does he remind you of? Oh, the waiter. Yep. That's probably what he was changing out of when you caught him.
そうだ、パイナップルジュース。
How's he gonna respond to that?
は？なんだそれ？
What? Does he not even remember?
いや、あなた初日のパーティーで給仕してなかった？
A lot has happened since then, so my memory is a bit hazy, but their faces really look similar.
へえ、よく覚えてたな。まあこの顔は大抵のやつにとっては記憶に残りやすい。
He's a little conceited, isn't he?
いやー、あのパイナップルジュースはかなり美味しかったから記憶に残ってたのよね。
It's not your face she remembers, it's the pineapple juice.
味の方かよ。
そりゃあ味は大事よ。ソルシエとクイードで取れる果物の違いとか気にしてるもの。ほら、パイナップルはパイナップルでも産地が違うと味が違うじゃない？普段畑仕事してるから作物の違いは気になっちゃって。
畑仕事。いや、まあ手当てしてやった時もお前ならありえるとは思ったけどな。冗談じゃなく公爵家の令嬢が、しかも普段から。
ええ、いざって時に立派な農民になるために欠かさず畑の世話をしているわ。
If I have to. I raised my fist triumphantly, but Silva just burst out laughing.
ほんと、お前は令嬢だってのにおてんばだな。そんなんでよくやってけてるな。窮屈なことはないのか？
窮屈って？
貴族社会っつったら窮屈じゃねえか。俺は別にお貴族様じゃねえしいいけどよ。お前みたいなおてんばには大変だと思ったんだが。
Oh, I never expected Silva to be like a chatterbox once you got to know him. I expected him to just be standoffish and only speak when necessary, but he's like, no, it must be tough for you. It's kind of nice. I wasn't expecting it.
確かにお母様にはよく怒られてるけど、大変なことは何もないわ。
Even at social gatherings, the worst I get is other ladies talking behind my back, saying I'm not fit to be with Giordo. They always say the same things, so none of it ever sticks with me. Honestly, I can hardly call it suffocating. But when I tell him how I feel, Silva stares at me blankly, and then he cracks a smile.
ならよかったよ。お前が今の場所が窮屈だって言うなら、ちょっと考えとこうと思っただけだ。
I mean, you can still take her away if you want. This is totally okay. She's not saying that.
考えとくって何を？
Oh, she's gonna ask. That's his first time to blush. I look up at Silva. He clears his throat uncomfortably before turning to the bookshelves.
ほら、それよか本を見に来たんだろ。何が読みたいんだ？
You know, a normal brother would not blush. That makes me happy.
そうだった。
Wow, you know how to get her distracted. She's so easily distracted. I would have been like, no, tell me more, please. If possible, I'd like to check out some romance novels of Quid. If I bring them back, I'm sure Sophia would be overjoyed. I take this chance to scour the bookshelves. A few minutes later, Silva offers to help me carry the books, though he looks a bit perplexed. Why is that?
無事に運びきれてよかった。ありがとう、シルバー。
After we put down all the books, I see Silva out the door. He looks back into the room and frowns.
他の奴らは部屋にいないが、一人で大丈夫か？
You can stay, it's fine.
ええ、平気よ。本がたくさんあるもの。
It will take me days to finish this mountain. Just thinking about it makes me smile, and Silva rests his hand on top of my head. Is it not childly-like anymore? Oh, that was cute. He would be much rougher normally, but this time is surprisingly gentle. Oh, yay! He's not treating her like a child anymore. You made him think about what thoughts that he would concoct if he had to rescue you from the noble world. Huh? I thought he was just going to mess up my hair again. I didn't expect this.
じゃあ、いい子にしてろよ。
Silva's gaze has the kind of forced to smile one directs at a danger-prone child. Oh, come on. No, it doesn't. It must be because he said I was like a little sister. See, now you planted that in her head, and that's all she's going to think about until the very end when she's like, oh wait, you like me? Not as a sister? Oh my goodness. It does remind me of the way Nicole looks at Sophia. Hold on. Silva doesn't treat Mary, Sophia, or Maria like this. The only ones he treats like a child is me. This never happens with the others. He treats them like a noble woman. I'm already 16. I'm a full-fledged lady. Something about it doesn't feel right. I'm not sure how to feel. It's not exactly that I'm irritated. It's more like I feel sad. It feels like something is missing from my heart.
なんだ？どうした？
I tried to look for the words to describe it, but I don't quite understand it myself. I just laugh it off, saying it was nothing. We gotta wait longer for her to say anything. And soon, Rosie synthesizes some medicine which helps Keith to recover. At last we came to an island. It is an island owned by the royal family of the Kingdom of Quid. Oh. Why does the outside look all run down, like they've described in the past? Wow. After a long carriage ride, we arrive at an old yet stately mansion.
馬車の用意といい、この屋敷といい、本当にきちんと計画されていたようですね。
I know, it seems almost like a safe house.
ま、王子様らをおもてなしするような屋敷にするまでには至らなかったが、そこは我慢してくれ。
それで、クイードからの迎えというのはまだ到着していないんですね。
ええ、予定では明日。ここでクイード国王直属騎士団と落ち合う約束になっています。
国王直属騎士団？海軍じゃないのか？
もともとあったクイードの軍部はほぼ最小派に掌握されているからな。
ええ、その軍部とは別に国王が直属の騎士団を創設したところからちょっと複雑な体制組織になったんです。
なるほど。クイードの状況が大体分かってきましたよ。
そういうことですので、お時間はいただきますが、騎士団の到着までどうかこちらの屋敷でおくつろぎください。
Well, I was hoping that all the chapters would be really short, and I probably should have gone to bed before I started recording this.
わかりました。
But It's fine. You're announced before turning to us.
クイード本土からの迎えが来たら、僕とアランはこのまま施設としてクイードへ向かうことにします。いろいろと話がありますから。
There are many things we must discuss. I wonder if it's about the guarantees or whatever they were talking about on the ship. Or else you have important stuff to do, I guess. I listen meekly while Alan nods, frowning.
俺たちはシルバたちが海賊船として使っていたシーグリッド号でクイードへ送ってもらう予定だ。ビンクルム号は破損していて、これ以上動かすのは危険だし、シーグリッド号じゃ全員乗り切らない上にソルシエまで行くのは装備的に難しいらしいからな。
The vacuum is that badly damaged, huh? After such a grandiose departure, it's unfortunate how this played out.
だが明日騎士団の迎えが来れば、その船でソルシエに帰れるはずだ。お前たちは他の貴族たちと一緒にここから直接ソルシエに送り届けてもらえ。
ニコル、申し訳ありませんが、ソルシエに戻ったらそのように報告をお願いします。
あ、わかった。
After exchanging these few words, we spend the night in the mansion's guest rooms. But the next day comes, and there is no sign of the knights. Oh no.
なかなか来ないですね。
Have they been intercepted by the Navy? That'd be really bad.
何かあったんでしょうか。
船だからな。天候によって1日か2日遅れることはあるが。
But 2 more days passed, and the ship still had not arrived. With each passing day, Rosie and Silva start to look more and more concerned. Today, Silva is on the shoreline, keeping a lookout. I follow him, but I see no sign of a ship. Hey, a crab. She's so simple-minded. Seeing crabs scuttle across the sand and shells uncovered by the waves lifts my spirits. I recall digging for clams in my past life. Aw, is he like really worried? Silva grimaces as he looks out at the sea. I almost go up to the water's edge, but I hold back, reading the mood.
やっぱどこにも先鋭はなさそうだな。
それでどうするの？
いや、こうなってくるとどうしようもねえな。特に流れ着いてるものもねえし。途中でナンパすりゃこの海岸に流れ着くから手がかりでもあるかと思ったんだが、パッと見それらしいもんはねえな。
ほうほう。
Silver crouches down to get a better look at the rocks. I copy him, searching for clues at the water's edge. But all I see are seashells and rocks. We haven't spotted any oddities on the other beaches either.
これもただの石だしな。漂流物って感じじゃねえな。
でも、綺麗な石ね。
For some reason, Silva looks at me with a baffled shock.
なんで？これ綺麗じゃない？
Silva is holding a smooth bluish stone. It's a nice looking stone, the kind I'd find at a souvenir shop in my previous life.
いや、綺麗だけど。お前は普段から綺麗な宝石とかもっといいもん見てるだろ。
でも私、あんまり宝石の良し悪しとかわからないのよね。欲しいって思ったこともないし。
Yoda did once try to give me this jewel-encrusted accessory for my birthday, but I politely declined then. But stones like this are different. A mysterious magical stone discovered on a remote island. That sort of scenario makes it exciting, like we found real treasure.
ほんと変わったご令嬢だな、お前は。で、この石はどうする？持って帰るか？
そうしたいのは山々なんだけど持って帰ったらキースに怒られる気もするし、ここは次に来た人のために置いておくわ。
You just hide it.
次に来た人？
ほら、こんなにいい感じの浜辺だし、海水浴に来た人がこの石を見つけたら嬉しいかなって。
海水浴？
I don't think many people are just going to come and swim.
あれ、海水浴しない？リンクルム号にプールとか水着とかあったし、クイードは海水浴の文化があると思ったんだけど。
いや、そりゃあるが、こんな霧ばっかの偏僻な場所に
I know, right?
そんな物好きなやつが来るとは思わないっていうか。
That's just what I was thinking.
いや、そんだけ平和になったらまた石を拾いに来られるかもって考えることもできるもんな。
Oh. You want to come back with Catarina?
こいつがそんな意図で言っちゃいねえことは分かってるけどさ。
He's like mumbling to himself now too. That's really cute. What was that? Silva is mumbling to himself. After a while, he forces out a smile and shakes his head.
じゃあせいぜい波にさらわれなさそうな場所に戻しておくとするか。
Silva stands up and places the pretty rock away from the water's edge. Then he returns to staring out to sea.
これだけ日数経っても船影の一つも見えないってことは、やっぱそもそも船が出てないんだろうな。となると本土の方で何かあったってことか。マルコルムバの反応もねえし。
Silva looks at the sky and frowns.
マルコルムバ？
鳥の名前だ。海上での連絡手段に用いられている海鳥なんだが、そいつを飛ばしても反応がない。どんなところからでもつがいのもとへ飛んでいく習性を生かして連絡取り合えるようにしてたんだが。
If you sent it out to return to its mate, how's it supposed to come back when it doesn't have a mate to follow back? I don't understand. Silva looks grim, glaring at the sea.
海は嫌になるぐらいいつも通りだな。マルコルムバも飛んでこないし、船が来る気配もね。
Very ominous indeed.
というか、霧の中でそもそもあんまり見えないと思うんだけど。
Or she's seeing the positive in it.
お前らの目じゃな。俺の目は
Oh.
ちょっと作りが違うんだよ。
Silva taps the spot under his eye and grins.
ロジオンが言うには、俺の目は普通の人間よか夜行性の動物に近い目をしてるらしい。
Speaking of eyes, you're going to tell us why yours turns purple.
そうなの？
おう、それで嫁が聞くんだが、ついでに遠くを見るにも適してるらしくてな。ま、海にはうってつけってわけだ。ロジオンに会ってなきゃ海賊こそ俺の天職だったなんてこともあるかもしんねえな。
His eyes, huh? I remember that his eyes flashed violet when he was fighting.
あ、じゃあもしかして戦ってる時に紫っぽく光ってるのもそれでなの？
Yay, finally she asked.
ああ、俺には理屈はよくわからねえが、同行か何かの関係でそうなってるらしいな。
Really? He just doesn't know? Okay.
ロジオンが言うには、気が高ぶると光を反射しやすくなるとかなんとか、よくわかんねえけどな。
Well, that's disappointing. I was like expecting some kind of cool hidden backstory there, but whatever. I remember watching TV in my past life and hearing that nocturnal animal's eyes glint in the darkness. Now that he mentions it, Silva is pretty agile and he has a wild disposition.
とにかく、それで戦闘中とかは外からは目が紫に光って見えるらしいな。これが白暗の悪魔って呼ばれるゆえんってわけだ。
I see. Like a dark hero. You know what? I don't know if we're going to choose these or not. Though, like a dark hero doesn't get chosen. I want to see what she says.
なんだかダークヒーローっぽくていいわね。
はあダーク
闇の主人公というか悪役っぽい感じの人のことよ。
悪役っぽい感じってそれのどこがいいんだ
なんというかニヒルな魅力的な。
I want an alias too.
いいなぁ。
なんだお前もこういう目になりたいのか
He's thinking about the eyes.
いや、二つなの方。私も白暗の悪魔みたいに呼ばれたいなって思って。
はあ二つなお前が
だってなんかかっこいいじゃない。オタク心がくすぐられるというか。
I think she said that in one other route too. It sets my otaku heart ablaze.
おた何の話だ
He's like, what are you talking about?
私が呼ばれるとしたらどんな名前かしら。はあ、かっこいい魔力があればな。
If I could power up my earth bump, maybe I could call myself the Earth Wall Guardian or something.
あ、それとも蛇のおもちゃ投げのプロになればかっこいい名前がつくかしら。大蛇の使い手とか。
蛇のおもちゃ投げっていやだから何の話してるんだ
He's like, you are a strange one. No, I want an even cooler name. Ah, if only I had a better vocabulary.
なんで悔しそうな顔してるかわかんねえがほんと変わってるなカタリナは
You're just proving more and more strange to him. Silva shrugs his shoulder lightly. He circles around to look at the sky, then sighs while shaking his head.
とにかく点でダメだなこうなると最悪の事態を想定して動かねえとならねえか
I was hoping that you would try to turn your charm against her again, but 2 chapters later, nothing. Whatever. Especially since you guys just happen to be on a beach together. Sounds like trouble. I feel bad for coming along to the beach so tactlessly. My tongue doesn't work like that. Silva turns to me and places his hand on my head again.
まお前らのことはこれ以上巻き込んだりしないから安心しろこれは俺らの問題だからな俺は屋敷に戻るお前はここで遊んでくか
Are you going to play here a while? He knows that I was just playing around. Silva grins while I shake my head.
いやいや、遊んでる場合じゃないし。私も戻るわ。
そうか悪いな
Silva pats me on the head gently, smile plastered once more. It feels like he's consoling a child who doesn't want to go home yet. I have mixed feelings about this. Every time he pats her, she's like a child. I'm like, can you just think about it in a different mentality instead of getting offended every time he pats you? As usual, he's treating me like a child. They're using this child excuse way too much in this route to keep them apart until the end. It's kind of annoying now. Do I really seem that childish? I'm wondering about it as we turn to the mansion. Then I hear Silva gasp and look up. Oh, it's a bird! Yay! I follow Silva's line of sight to the sky, but there's nothing there. What? Then, after a moment, a black speck appears. I can just make out the bird flying. It has a distinct cry.
あれはマルコルムバだ
Oh, okay, I'm like, please don't tell me that it's like it's been shot or something, because that'd be bad.
あれが
This Markumba is flying toward the vinculum. Silva and I look at each other and then chase after it. Is that where they keep the mate for the bird? The Marco Mumba landed near the vinculum, a letter attached to its leg. Silva and I safely retrieve it, and now gather everyone at the mansion to open the letter. The handwriting is scribbled, written in a rush. The contents cause us all to look worriedly at each other.
これは
Uh-oh.
そんな
You're not gonna tell us, are you? You're going to keep us in suspense. In short, the letter describes a coup that has taken place in Quid. Okay, good. I'm like, you're going to have everyone gasp, and then it's going to be like, end of chapter. Coup? Even I know this is extremely serious. I have read about these in history books during my previous life. Ominous images float through my head.
まずいな。国内に潜伏していた最小派が先に動き始めたのか。最初はこちらに捉えてあるから動きはないと踏んでいたんだけれど。
大丈夫なの？
いや、大丈夫じゃねえな。そもそもその危険性が高まっていたから、こっちでも準備は進めていたんだが。
それでも放棄するのが予想よりも倍以上早い。取り返しがつかなくなる前に早く沈静化しないと。シルバー、こうなったら俺たちだけでクイード本土へ戻ろう。
ああ、それしかねえな。
The two nod to each other, expressions grim, before turning to look at Giordo.
ジオルド様、申し訳ございませんが、十分な食料や守りの兵も置いていくので、しばらくこの島に留まっていただけませんか。
You can't just take one more person on your ship.
クーデターが起きた今、ジオルド様たちの安全も保証できません。ですが、必ず迎えをよこすと約束します。
I guess the danger of him being on the mainland is pretty real.
でもクーデターが起きてるってことは帰ったら危ないんでしょ？シルバーやロジーは大丈夫なの？
俺らは当事者みたいなもんだ。何があったって受け入れられる。だが王子様らソルシエの人間をこれ以上こっちの事情に巻き込むわけにはいかねえだろ。
Silva and Rosie's words are spoken without hesitation, but I have the feeling that if we part from them now, we will never see them again. Nervously, I step forward.
なら私も一緒に行くわ。
Whatever, they're not gonna let you go.
はあ？何バカなこと言ってんだ。遊びじゃねえんだぞ。
でもここでじっと待っているなんてできないわよ。友達が危険な目に遭うかもしれないっていうのに。
カタリナ、
俺は反対だ。怪我でもしたらどうする？
でも
I struggle to find the right words when I receive an unexpected assist.
ですが、ここに残るということにもうなずけませんね。クイードの情勢がどうなるかわからない今、あまりにも危険ですから。
そうだな。万が一クイードの王政が倒れて政権が奪われたら、最小派こそ正義になる。
ええ、もしそうなったら、もともと僕たちを拉致しようとしていた一派はどう出ますか？
それは。 そ のような危険性がある中、この島での滞在は承服しかねる提案だ。
ええ、わざわざ僕たちをさらうために造船計画を進めていたような人たちです。どうなるか想像もしたくありませんね。
That's true.
あなたたちが無事に戻ってくる確証はない状況で待っていられるほど僕たちは能天気じゃありません。
そうだな。ロジオンたちがクイードへ戻ったら、俺たちがここにいることが最小派に漏れるかもしれない。そんな状況で脱出する術すらない島でただ待つというのは穏やかじゃないな。
ええ、最悪彼らの計画通りのことが起きるかもしれません。
Yoda fires off one point after another, causing Rosie to look away awkwardly.
おっしゃる通りですが、でも。
ですので、あなたたちに同行しましょう。ここにいる全員で。
Yoda suddenly interjects over Rosie. I cannot help but gasp at his suggestion.
さすがにシーグリッド号にも僕たちが乗るだけの余裕はあるのでしょう。
それはそうですが。
Everyone? Meeting the student council? Everyone. I look around and find the others all nodding to each other.
確かにそれが考えられる中では最善策ですわね。
そうだな。離れ離れになったらかえって人質に取られる危険性がある。それが一番最悪な事態のはずだ。
私も皆さんがお怪我をされた時は必ずお力になります。
私もお兄様と連携して風の魔力で情報収集をお手伝いします。
陸地なら僕も土の魔力を使える。船を待つだけよりは状況を見極めやすいですし、それが一番だと思います。
確かに一度クイード本土に渡れればソルシエとも連絡がつくし、いくらでもやりようはあるな。
クイード国王に恩を売るいい機会ですしね。それでカタリナは？
もちろん私も一緒に行くわ。みんなが心配だもの。
I thought they would leave me behind, saying that I would be a hindrance, but Giorno just returns with a wry smile.
ここにいる全員でと言ったではないですか。もちろんカタリナも一緒に行きましょう。
I was gonna say, if you're going to tell your fiance to stay here, I was gonna say, I don't think you would leave your fiance behind. You would want her by your side so you can keep an eye on her.
そうだね。姉さんを一人置いていったらまた何か良くないことに巻き込まれそうだし。
一緒にいた方が僕たちも安心できますしね。
Huh? Seems like they're not really counting on me to help. It's true that I have next to no magic, and I would probably slow everyone down.
というか別にこれまでそんなにトラブルに巻き込まれたこともないのに。
海賊船に襲われたのはトラブルじゃねえのか？
というか春休み前に学園で会ったことも忘れてないよね。
I don't think I don't think I recall that, but maybe I do. Well, I didn't exactly forget about it.
とにかく大丈夫よ。みんなの足を引っ張らないように気をつけるから。
Probably not what I'm thinking about, though. I pose proudly when I say it, but the others just nod and smile.
へえ、突っ走らないよう頼みますよ。
まあ僕たちもいるからね。
あ
あ、悪いな。結局巻き込んじまって。
申し訳ありません。ありがとうございます。
大丈夫ですよ。もちろん安全が確保でき次第もろもろのお話はさせていただきますが。
Like, we must talk about the danger you put me in.
ええ、そこは覚悟しています。
ま、そうと決まったら早速出るか。あんま時間もねえからな。
Why is he so close to the camera? I don't understand. We nod to each other, affirming our resolves. And we depart for the kingdom of Quid. That's gotta be the end, right? I knew it! Not quite 2 hours, but closer than the last episode was. Yay, finally, I can go to bed. It's way past my bedtime, so I hope I can wake up in the morning. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like down below, and I will see you guys in the next chapter. Bye.